Welcome to a new Magic the Gathering Arena video, and today it is Rakdos Sacrifice. And there are two main Rakdos sacrifices going around, Obosh and Lurrus. Obosh being this companion that makes me want to play all odd converted mana cost creatures. And when this goes on the board, all my odd converted mana cost creatures or any kind of damage that I would be able to deal with odd converted mana cost spells is doubled. So this thing can be quite the bomb later on. The other version is obviously Lurrus, and Lurrus wants us to cast everything that is, or any permanent with converted mana cost 2 or less. So it really makes for a very different deck. I've gone with the Obosh version here. I think Obosh packs more of a punch, plus it has more of the cards that I truly enjoy playing. So we'll jump into that. So the deck list here, it is a true sacrifice deck, so it wants me to cycle some of my creatures, sacrifice some of my creatures, but also it's a very aggressive build. That's what I like about this build. I've played Sacrifice a little bit in the ladder before, whenever Junt Sacrifice was a thing played by Piotr Glukowski. However, whenever Rakdos Sacrifice really took over, I was playing other things. This wasn't really my playstyle, but with the aggression that this carries and the punch it packs, I'm really interested in this list. So, again, we've got our Cat Oven combo. So, again, for those not familiar with this combo, Cauldron Familiar enters the battlefield, opponent loses a life and you gain a life, which is great. A 1/1 for 1 that deals 1 damage and gains me a life. But if I sacrifice a food, return it from your graveyard to the battlefield. That's where it gets interesting. Because with Witch Oven, I can sacrifice a creature and create a food. So I sack this, create a food, and then I sacrificed food to return this back on the battlefield. Now, why is this good? Outside of the fact that I can do 1 damage and gain 1 life consistently and dodge removal spells, it becomes especially good with Judith and Mayhem Devil that deal damage anytime it dies. So, some of the other cards, Gutterbones, just a very solid reoccurring threat. It's a 2/1, ends the battlefield tapped, but after that it becomes a pretty hard puncher. And I can return it from the graveyard to my hand if I deal damage for 2 mana. Serrated Scorpion, again, another one of those really good cards that if it dies, it deals 2 damage to my opponent and I gain 2 life. So it always has value unless it gets exiled. Whisper Squad, probably one of the biggest underrated card during previews. A 1 mana 1/1 that for 2 brings out another Whisper Squad. But this can truly get out of hand real quick by keep putting more Whisper Squads on the field until I have all 4, maybe even 3, but it gets its value out of it. Claim the Firstborn, a great way to get rid of one of my opponent's creatures. I get to steal a creature that's converted mana cost 3 or less, so think of your Uros, think Voracious Hydra, think Hydroid Krasis. All those threats I can steal, smack them with it, and then I can sacrifice it with Witch Oven or with the Woe Strider. Woe Strider is another one of those really powerful cards, and that's why I like this version better than the Lurrus version. Woe Strider creates a Go token, an 0/1. I can sacrifice it, so anything I can sacrifice is good because it gives me value. I either get food, I either get a scry effect from this if I sack something with it, and I can smack people because I just killed a creature. Now, this can sacrifice anything and allows me to scry, so that's really nice because sometimes if you're at a board stall, being able to sacrifice some of my permanents to be able to dig for a better card, or to sacrifice some of my permanents just to deal damage, is just really solid. Plus, I can come back. I can exile 4 other cards in my graveyard to bring it back from the graveyard, and it'll come out with 2+1/+1 counters. So it really becomes a hard hitter from that point on. Judith, the Scourge Diva. I love this card. Loved it ever since it came out. It just pumps all your creatures by 1 damage, and anytime one of my non-token creatures die, I can deal 1 damage to any target. So it's just great for any aggression. Mayhem Devil, 4 full copies. This thing is just so powerful. Anytime I sacrifice a permanent, it deals 1 damage to any target. That escalates really quickly. 1 damage doesn't seem like a lot, but if you, like just a cat, you sacrifice the cat, that's 1 damage. Then with the oven, you sacrifice a food to get the cat back, that's 2 damage. But also the damage from the cat itself, that's 3 damage every time I do that cycle. Now this is where Obosh comes in. Obosh doubles Mayhem Devil's damage, so it escalates quickly. Now Heraldic Banner is a really great addition in this deck. It allows me to make all my creatures hit harder again, but it also ramps. It helps me ramp into mana. I can tap this, and that allows me to run less lands. I have 22 lands. 2 of them are castles. And I have 4 of the shocks, 4 passages. Why do I go for full passages? Because again, I can sacrifice it, and if I sacrifice it, Mayhem Devil shoots for 1. So that's really what this deck does. It is definitely a sacrifice deck. It has those sacrifice synergies, but it can also definitely pack a punch with Judith and Heraldic Banner, especially if you double it all up with Obosh. So that's what we're looking to do here, is sacrifice things, make the opponent hurt, and if we don't do it with sacrificing, we're just going face. Sideboard Disfigure is good against the aggro matchup. Drill Bits if I want to look into my control player's opponent's hand. Pharika Libation is to get rid of any kind of enchantment-based deck like Temur Reclamation or Jeskai Fires. Rotting Regisaurs is just to go around some of those pesky sweepers that you find in Jeskai and Temur that don't necessarily kill everything with Shatter, but they use like the Storm and the Deafening Clarion. Plus, it hits like a truck, and especially if I get Obosh out, this thing doubles damage of 14 damage creature, just that can end the game quickly. Act of Treason if I need to steal some bigger creatures. And Bedevil's also great in the mirror because it can destroy artifacts. Also just great removal for creatures and planeswalkers. So yeah, without further ado, let's just jump into a best of 3 here. And let's see how the deck does. I'm really excited to play this. It looks like a really fun list. I've been avoiding the Lures lists for Rakdos Sacrifice because I tend to not really like the smaller, the weenie decks, I suppose. But I do have a really cool Mardu Lures deck I might still try out. Okay, so we got Lura, so this might be a mirror. Only 1 land and nothing to play with it except for Claim, so I'm definitely going to mulligan that. I'll keep and I'll ditch a Swamp. It's not great, but it'll work. So I'm curious, yeah, that's going to be Cycling. Okay. Good start for my opponent. Going to get Whisper Squad out. Okay. So he's going to make his dude big. Yep, there we go. I'm going to go down to 17. Not going to chump here. There's really no point in me to right now. Might jump him when he gets a little bigger. Right now, that just doesn't seem like a good move. Yeah, I think next turn I'm going to chump and I'll summon another Whisper Agent. Or a Whisper Squad. Okay. Even if I get another Whisper Squad and I drop the Heraldic Banner next turn, there's little chance that I'll be able to double block this because it'll get too big real quick. I would have to wait until I get a Heraldic Banner into an Obosh before double blocking becomes a thing. And by then I would have taken way too much damage. Now the biggest problem here is I don't really have a good way of dealing with Zenith Flare. Okay. He really just should have cycled. There's really no reason to do that. I mean, yes, he does a little bit more damage and he's trying to outpace me here, but that just didn't seem like that was worth it. I'm going to go ahead and get the Woe Strider out. Yeah, I'm not going to swing just yet. I might wait until I get the Mayhem Devil out before I can start sacrificing. Yeah, this Fox is getting big. Luckily, I'll be able to jump block it here. Okay. Go ahead. Go ahead and block it with the goat. Block. Before damage is dealt, I might as well just do this. Just cry. Definitely not looking for another land. Okay, he won't do damage, so that's good. And it's my turn. Oh, he's getting a healer out. Okay. That's totally fine. Might as well. Let's see, I can play a land, play a Heraldic Banner. I got 2 lands on the field. That doesn't necessarily seem good. I think I want to get Mayhem Devil out. Well, I can get another Whisper Squad. No, I want Mayhem Devil. Do I want Whisper Squad or Mayhem Devil? I mean, I can jump with another Whisper Squad and get another Whisper Squad out. Set up for the Heraldic Banner. Does that matter? I don't think so. I think I just Mayhem now into Obosh next turn. Let's do that. Okay. Do I attack? Really no point to, huh? Next turn I'm gonna have to jump. Otherwise Zenith Flare finishes me. I really don't see how I'm going to win this game unless I get a Claim the Firstborn. Now, Claim would be huge here, because then I can take over the Fox and I can sacrifice it with Woe Strider. That would be huge. Okay. Let's go ahead and do this. Kill the Valiant Rescuer. Seems good. Don't want the land. I really want to claim the Firstborn. That would be so sweet right now. That's not it. So I think I'm just gonna Obosh here then. Well, do I Obosh? Am I gonna sack anything else? I don't think so. Let's go and do this guy. Why not? So now I can play this. Black. Play Judith. Might as well attack with these guys, right? I think I want to keep Judith to jump this. I don't really know why I hit him for 1 there, but oh well. Get him down to 10. That's actually pretty sweet. All right. So Heraldic Banner and Judith both just back a punch. I mean, these guys are both 5-power creatures. If I survive long enough for Obosh, which I might not, if I survive long enough for Obosh, this game is pretty well over. Now, if he has Zenith Flare here, I'm dead, because he'll just Zenith Flare me and attack with both. I can only block 1. Okay. So, pass. I'm going to block this. Block. Now, actually, I'm not necessarily dead. There we go. There we go. Sweet. So I might actually still survive, because he... Well, no, he has 11 cyclers. Ah, that's unfortunate. Yeah, there we go. Zenith Flare is just a mean card. It's a mean card. Okay. What do I bring in here? I definitely want the Disfigures. I do think I want these. So what do I take out? I think I can take 2 of these out. Maybe... Gutterbones seems slow. Mayhem Devil is huge because I can ping most of their creatures. Did I leave Drillbit out? I think I want that for the Zenith Flare. So I think I'm going to leave it in. Maybe it would be right to cut a Serrated Scorpion. Or Gutterbones. Let's do Gutterbones. It's not a great blocker. A little slow. Let's see what this does. Play first, please. Good hand. Now I just need a sack outlet. So if I get Oven or Woe Strider, I'll feel really good about myself. Let's lead with you. Kitty cat. Boom. That is one mean cat. Okay. Starting off with red means that he doesn't have a creature to start off with, so that's good. Okay. Might as well do this. Another kitty cat. Now he's probably sideboarded in removal, so he might kill one of these, which is fine. That cat sounds like a very strange cat, but that's okay. Alright. Smack him for 1. Sweet. Okay. Not too concerned about that yet. I'm going to go ahead and shock this in for the devil. There's really no point in attacking, because I'm just going to lose 1 Cauldron Familiar here for no reason. So now I really would like to see Woe Strider or Oven. Okay. I think it's correct to get this guy out and shock in for Gutterbones. Just to get a board state, and then if next turn I get a land for Obosh, I'm in really good shape. Start pressuring damage. Yeah, those stingers are doing some work right now. Now if I get an oven, I can start pinging them with the Mayhem Devils pretty easily. Not an oven, but it's good for Obosh. I'm going to go ahead and get Obosh out. I think I'm going to swing with everything. I think that's the right thing to do here. Because that'll wipe his board. That's odd. Not sure why he would do that. Oh, he's trying to block the 2 cats. Okay, that's fine. So I have lethal next turn. Unless he has a Serrated Flare for the Obosh. Or that. Okay, that's fine. So I think I'm going to steal the Apostle. Or do I steal that? Well, he can block my Obosh. I don't really want him to do that. So let's say I steal the Apostle. Blocks 1. I have lethal either way. So it seems good. There we go. Yep. There we go. Like I said, if I can't really sacrifice things, I'm still a very aggressive deck. So I think in this game I just want to out-aggro him. I am going to keep my sack outlets because I still think that that's a pretty big key. I'm going to take these guys out because I think I just want to do damage. Now, is Rotting Regisaur, well, he's just going to get chump blocked all day long, right? So I think it's correct to get Gutterbones. Drill Bit is only good for Serrated Flare. So I think I just want to outbase him here. Kind of the mono black strategy of just smash. Again, I would like a sack outlet, but it's promising. There's sack outlet. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and do this. Even though most of my stuff is 1 mana, I think this is the right thing to do. Next turn I'll play Witch's Oven. And probably the Scorpion. I'm just going to go ahead and kill that. I think that is even better. Smack him for 3. And then get rid of it. There we go. In the oven with you. He was a valiant rescuer, but he ends up in a pie. Alright. Having the oven is really, really huge for me. That's really going to change the game here. Now, if I know of another land, that would be pretty sweet, because then I can play a Heraldic Banner into Familiar. Or even the Serrated Scorpion, because then I can start pressuring and I'll do the Familiar next. Well, I guess I can pressure with the Familiar too, because I can bring it back with the food. I am looking really good right now, honestly. Doesn't mean anything yet, but I'm looking pretty good right now. He's thinking long and hard. He wants to play the Fox, or... Okay, he's going to wait to cycle. I think I'll play the Cat. And I don't think I'm too worried about him doing things with this yet. So I think I'm going to go ahead and play something else. I think Gutterbones would be good, because that'll do the most damage with a Heraldic Banner if I get another land. Yep, seems good. Next turn I can start doing some oven things with the Cat. It's fine. Those things I'm not worried about. It's really just the Zenith Flare I'm worried about right now, which at this moment is not a concern yet. Just going to swing. Do I block that? I think that's a pretty easy block. That's fine. Now, what is it that you want to do? Okay. Lures we're definitely going to claim. That's actually pretty sweet, because it's going to give us 3 life. Does he have a shock? I'm going to risk it. Doesn't really matter, because I'm going to turn his lures into food anyway. It sounds rude, but in reality, I'm doing the cat oven thing, and he brings out a big black cat. Sorry, little buddy. I know, I didn't mean anything towards you. Boom. I can actually still do this. Go ahead and do some oven things. There we go. And let's hit him again. Bye-bye pie. Abracadabra. Out of the Witch's Oven comes the Cauldron Familiar. Smacks you for 1. I gain a life. Looking good. Okay. So here I want to definitely claim the Firstborn. Give me lures. He could just concede here, honestly. I think he's going to keep trying to stay in the game, but he's pretty far behind right now. I'm going to go up to 23. I'm going to say bye-bye to Lurus. Sorry, buddy. And let's get the Scorpion. Ping me for 1. It's fine. I'm at 22. Like I said, this game is looking really good for me right now. It's funny because you're seeing the different things that I can do here. Whereas, yeah, he's going to try to exile my Cauldron Familiar, but that's not a big deal. You really see the different aspects of this deck. So in game 1, I didn't really get to go off. I was in defense mode pretty much from the start. But then definitely from game... Yep, another witch. Definitely from game 2, I did the full-on aggro beatdown mode, and that worked really well. And then here I'm doing the sacrifice shenanigans. Yeah, another Witch's Oven. I'm going to be able to keep cycling that Cauldron Familiar. Now he can try to exile it with the Apostle, but I will always have priority with the cat. So if he tries to exile it, I just bring it out of my graveyard. And if he tries to target it with a spell, I'll just put it back in my graveyard. If for some reason I can't get it into my graveyard, then I just sacrifice something else for a food, and I get the cat back because of the food. It's just a very powerful cycle. Yeah, that worked really well. Again, and let's do a quick recap. Pretty quick games. Again, you saw the little shenanigans there with the cat, claiming their creatures to sacrifice them in the oven. And just the absolute power that Judith and Heraldic Banner can bring if you just put the full-on aggro on. Once I had Obosh on the board in that game too, I only had to attack twice and the game was over. So This deck is incredibly powerful. I'm really digging it. I could see where if you have a deck with a lot of exile effects, that this could be hard against that. Like a Sultai mid-range, I could see them running Cries, running Extinction events. An Extinction event would be absolutely terrible for us if you don't know what it is. Oh. It's this right here. Choose odd or even, exile each creature with converted mana cost of the chosen value. Obviously, we only run odd converted mana cost, so this would wipe all our creatures. So that would be kind of a bummer. However, we could respond by throwing something in the oven like the cat and bring it back. But other than that, it would be a pretty rough go for us. Other than that, I think this has a lot of potentially good matchups because it can switch between the sacrifice and the aggro. So, yeah, cool to play, a lot of fun. Pretty decent to pilot. I think it's definitely easier than the Junt sacrifice I used to play. Yeah, so I would say give this deck a shot. I think you can definitely succeed with this very, very, very well, especially against like the cycle deck you just saw me play. This is especially good against control decks. So yeah, give it a shot. If you like the video, please give me a like and subscribe. That helps out a lot. I would love to see a comment, see what you would like to see me play next. If there's a deck you would like to see me go back on, or if you'd like to see me do something different, please let me know. I'd love to read it. I'd love to try out some things that you guys want to see. And thank you so much for watching.